Innovation is what sets a leader apart, because it takes a leader to look ahead and discover solutions to the problems that stare at us. By the year 2013, viable high wind sites had become scarce in India, and the usual 90 meters weren't able to extract much energy in the low wind sites.
Lots of other competitors were also in the market with the same tower height, 90 meters. The market was diminishing, and so we started thinking about increasing the rotor diameter, which was time consuming and required a lot of investment to change the design of the blades. And the second option was to increase the tower height. The heaviest part in the whole tower of 120 meter, if we make it in tubular, the bottom parts are very heavy, which are very difficult to transport to sites.
Increasing the tower height meant heavier towers, which would lead to incremental costs and logistics woes. After 13 months of research, development and exploration, came into being 120 meters hybrid tower from SUZLON, which was a combination of the existing steel tubular and steel lattice tower structures, joined by a connecting transition section.
The assembly of these bottom sections can be done at the site, and the sections can be carried on normal trucks to the site. We also plan to use a service lift for carrying the technicians and engineer on the tower, and as and when there is a need, they can climb without much efforts and with all the safety, because the lift is completely designed with required international safety standards, and technicians and engineers can go on the top of the tower with their tools and do the necessary maintenance work.
Built using regular and easily available materials, but through one-of-its-kind blasting and joining techniques, these WTGs turned out to be a game changer.
The transition section, which is designed, is very unique, very sturdy and very strong, having good engineering safety factors in there.
With taller hub heights, it enabled high wind generation at relatively lower costs, even at low wind sites.
With 120 meter hybrid lattice tower, there are so many low wind sites available in India where these towers can be assembled and transported, and customers can now think about investing their money into wind turbines in various places where the wind sites were low earlier.
With this innovation, SUZLON not just won the prestigious Golden Peacock Award, but also established itself as one of the pioneers in the wind energy space. every tree grows out of a seed. Your beginning decides how far you'll go. SUZLON Energy today is a force to reckon with as a strategic wind energy partner both to the world's industries and governments, and finds its place right at the top when it comes to clean energy revolution. SUZLON's journey to the top started with its first wind site in Dhag, Gujarat, where its first set of WTGs were set up in April 1996. 20 years later, 6 employees and 10 WTGs together have generated over 69.23 million units of power, contributing to India's growth.
મારું નામ બાબુ ધના 20 વર્ષ ત્યાં નોકરી કરું છું.
અહીંયા જ્યારે મશીનમાં કામ કરતા હતા ત્યારે તુલસીભાઈ પોતે પણ અમારી સાથે કામ કરતા હતા. ત્યાર પછી બકુલભાઈ, રણજીતભાઈ, બલુભાઈ એ બધાએ જાત મહેનતથી રાત દિવસ એક કરી અને અમે મશીન ચાલુ કર્યા હતા ત્યારે ઢાક સાઈડ ઉપર. પહેલી અમારી સુઝલોનની ઢાક સાઈડ છે.
We were a handful of engineers at that time, and from SUZLON we had a couple of engineers who had come to help us. They were all Germans. They spoke no English at all, so they had hired an interpreter. In those days we had no laptops, no mobile phones, so the communication was difficult.
Food was, as usual, another issue at the site. For us it was okay, but it was a bit difficult for our German engineers who were residing there with us, working there with us day and night to adjust. The logistics for transporting turbines to the site was another challenge because the roads were passing through very narrow streets.
It was very tight schedule, but we completed all the turbines, all the 10 turbines before the 31st, and that was a big challenge which we accomplished.
Another fact is that in that period, most of the towers were made from 30 and 40 meters height, whereas when we started with 350 kilowatt wind turbine design, we decided to go with 50 meter tower, which was highest at that point of time in 1996, where no other towers were taller than 40 meter tower. So these two things made SUZLON very different in the wind turbine business in India, even though we were just a beginner.
What started as a collaboration between SUZLON and IPCL to meet the latter's power needs sowed the seeds that has grown into a revolution that is changing the world. In the 2 decades gone by, our machines have completed glorious 20 years, and the site is a testimony of our reliability, quality, commitment and dedication.
ये मतलब पुराना मॉडल होने की वजह से इसमें कनेक्टिविटी नहीं है स्काडा. फिर भी ये लोग जो पूरा OMS स्टाफ है इधर वो मैन्युअली पूरा मॉनिटरिंग करता है, और आज की डेट में भी कस्टमर को जो हमने कमिट किया था वो मशीन अवेलेबिलिटी और पूरा उसका मेंटेनेंस करके देती है.
All the turbines are running very nicely even today, and we wish it runs for years to come.
Today the first 10 turbines have completed 20 years, and I think that's a big success story for SUZLON.
We ensure the best for our customers, and that has been our only aim at SUZLON.